Thankfully, the preseason is in the books.
Question, my biggest takeaway is the defense is going to be much better, but nobody gets really excited about that because they know how bad it was last year, right? So, and if they can be like top 10, I think that would be phenomenal as far as a number goes. But hey, if they just
top 10 defense?
Yeah, but if you just repair
massive change
to like, number 15, 16 around there, even that. A couple of things for me, as far as the offense goes, I think you're going to see more of what we saw Geno doing when he was out there. He's going to let it fly. Mm-hmm. And I think he's got 2 or 3 really good receivers. We'll see where Tyler is as far as his career. I'm just assuming he's going to have another great Tyler Lockett type of season. But then, I think that they're going to take more chances. And you see the routes that JSN runs are phenomenal. And I think I'm finally starting to see what makes him so good. And one of the things is tracking the ball in the air. But Geno, those were 2 really good throws to JSN and then DK. And I've seen him do that in practice. So I think that's what we're going to get from Geno. The one thing I would say about the offense, though, I would have liked to have seen like more of a power run game. It was all very much like they brought receivers in motion and then they did like a fly sweep read option, which I think is clever. But, there was a lot of stuff out kind of on the perimeter and, there was lots of motion and things like that. And I didn't see, them like line up in 12 personnel and come downhill and, there wasn't a whole bunch of that. So, I think it's going to be interesting to see what do we get from the run game, but I do think that they're going to take some chances and they're going to put pressure on opposing defenses, and heard Ryan Grubb say that. He's like, we're going to take chances.
Yeah.
The other play that Geno made that was so impressive is the one where he got hit. He gets almost sacked, and he throws a little check down. I'm excited about that part, but as far as that, we talk about the downhill run game, the whole pin and post and all that, or post and pull and things like that. We didn't see a lot of that style of run game. So, like when they get in short yardage situations, I'm just wondering what that run game's going to look like.
Yeah, as far as Geno goes, that was good to see. I think that was enough. He looked comfortable. The very first pass was like, ooh, what was that? And I don't know if it was miscommunication or what happened, but then everything after that he looked phenomenal. So, yeah, I assume based on what he's done in practice and what you saw in that short time there, I was like, all right, let's get him out of there. And, I'm with you that you can't play scared, but the Nwosu thing kind of hangs in the back of my mind a little bit like, all right, you're good. Let's get him off. Get him off the field. You don't want certainly your quarterback above all. But, yeah, I thought he looked great. Seeing Kenny McIntosh do what he did was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have talked to him a couple times now. Last year he didn't get a chance, really injury, and then just didn't become part of the game plan for whatever reason. You see what he's capable of. I just love that he seems to have earned a spot on this roster. We talk about every year there's that guy that we all go, oh, my goodness, this guy looks great, and they release him. I don't think that'll be him, but I'm a little, Casey Williams, Troy Maine Pope, guys we've brought up who had these tremendous preseasons, and then the team went, no, we're going to move on from him. I can't imagine that with him, especially at the running back position that there's been so much attrition for them in some recent seasons where everybody gets hurt. Would you think they'd carry 4 running backs, carry him as the third, and then Helani?
Yeah, possibly because of the special team situation. So, and I liked what we saw from Helani. I think he either got like a tackle on a kickoff, or I think he had a tackle on a kickoff, and then he had a block on one of the punt returns. So, yeah, I think those are kind of the type of guys we're seeing on the field for the kickoff and kickoff return. So, yeah, I think they might keep 4. And, yeah, Kenny McIntosh was my favorite. I know Brady Russell, and he didn't really stand out that much in this game, but he has had a really good camp. And the question, who stood out the most? To me, it's Kenny McIntosh. The other close second, Darryl Hall. And, and that's really nice to have him opposite of Boye Mafe, because you know that if there's an Uchenna injury, that he can fill in, and he had a really good preseason. I think those two guys helped themselves the most. Maybe Brady Russell, ever since we were down in Tennessee and we talked to Ryan Grubb, he said, that guy has won me over. And so at that point, I was like, okay, he's making the team. So I don't think it's even a question.
Which player?
We're talking about Brady Russell.
Brady Russell, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think those guys all stood out. It was kind of interesting watching Pritchett and James, the two guys. It's funny. James is a good tackler. Pritchett is a good cover guy. But they pretty much look the same, and except where the 8 doesn't close and it's a 9 because they're 28 and 29. You can't really tell the difference between those guys when they're running around down the field. They're about the same size. And like I said, one tackles, DJ James, really good tackler. And then, you look at Pritchett, he's probably a better cover guy. But at corner, I thought there was some really good stuff there, really good stuff as far as the wide receivers go, with Chenault looking so good. So and then you see Cody White get that touchdown. And it got called back, but you know what? It still happened.
Yeah.
So
we all saw it.
Yeah, we all saw it. So that, to me, I think, I don't know how many receivers that they're going to keep and who are they going to be able to squeeze through, cut, and get back on the practice squad. But, I always assume that most teams are okay with the guys that they have. They want to get their guys back, that they're not going to go look here and there. But I think that there is a chance that maybe there's a personnel guy in Jacksonville that goes, yeah, I've been looking at this Cody White kid for a long time. And if they cut him, then all of a sudden you lose that guy. So that's I think there's going to be a lot of tough decisions for Mike McDonald and namely John Schneider. But that's kind of what you're trying to do.